So Cyberpunk 2077 is introducing a rework to how implants function with its 2.0 update. And I've been seeing a ton of questions about how it's exactly going to work. So today I'm going to be talking about the new Cyberware capacity system, what these changes will mean for you if you have every single Cyberware slot filled in your current save, and what you'll need to know to create a balanced build when the time comes. First up, I wanted to highlight the slot changes for Cyberware going from 1.63 to 2.0. The first change we have here is that Optics has been renamed to Face to include more options beyond the Kiroshi eye scanner. I found it odd in the base game that there weren't even variations of the optics, but now we know that face augmentations that can help you change your identity will also be an item. Next we have slots for hands versus the one slot for hands pre 2.0. Nervous system has a third slot in the update, and the immune system looks like it no longer exists. Skeleton also has 3 slots, but there is a perk that opens up this third slot, so this is likely the reason behind it. Let's get a little bit more specific about the Cyberware itself, which will now have a few numbers associated with it, one being for humanity cost and the other being for an armor rating. The armor rating for each piece of Cyberware will, as the name suggests, help you build up your character's armor to take more damage, and is something that can be seen on the right hand side of the new Cyberware menu. Currently armor is associated with clothing, which won't be the case post-update. Each piece of Cyberware you use within your character also has a humanity cost associated with it. If you hit this range in the red, you'll begin to experience debuffs. As you add more and more chrome, you will receive bigger and bigger debuffs. Different pieces of Cyberware will have different costs, so expect some of the bigger and more powerful items to have a larger humanity cost, something that you should be keeping in mind. Your Cyberware capacity indicates the amount of Cyberware your body can handle, and this limit increases as you level up, acquire certain perks, and use Cyberware capacity shards. Cyberpsychosis, where you lose control of your character, won't be a mechanic, but if you choose to go on a rampage, Max Tack will get called in, and you will get branded a Cyberpsycho. It's not a gameplay mechanic, but you can roleplay as a Cyberpsycho, and the policing factions in Night City that will hunt you down won't know any different. Okay, so your character is currently chromed to the tits. What exactly happens when you jump into the update? As you boot up the new update with 2.0, you will receive a new quest from your Watson Ripper Dog Victor, where he'll give you some sort of in-game reason that makes sense to respec. Immediately after this call, you can visit a Ripper Dog to rebalance your Cyberware with this new mechanic in mind. Now you're going to want to do this, at least at first, because comments from the devs during the Phantom Liberty tour mentioned that internal QA and playtesters who were in the debuff range were actually dying too fast. Of course, you could always play with these debuffs and brute force through combat, but for most of us, we'll want to take a more measured approach. There are multiple paths that you can take to avoid entering the debuff zone. First and most obvious is leveling up. Second, you can embrace the tech skill tree and put points into Edgerunner, All Things Cyber, Renaissance Punk, which either increase your Cyberware capacity, reduce the capacity cost for Cyberware in certain systems, like the skeleton system, or allow you to exceed your capacity if you meet certain prerequisites. There are probably other perks, but these are the ones that we've seen for now. Third, you can find Cyberware capacity shards, which are similar to skill shards you can find in the open world. These will probably increase your capacity just by consuming or using them. Okay, so now you know how the new Cyberware system works, so you can theory craft your builds a little bit better. If you guys missed my last video, we went through all the perks revealed on the Red stream last week, so do check that one out, and for more Cyberpunk content just like this, do consider subscribing.